And we are live right now. Thank you, Frank Fleming, Frank the Tank, Barstool's very own, one of the biggest Mets fans in the entire world. Thank you for joining. Little 4-game winning streak we're on. We're up 2-0 right now. So how are you feeling about this squad?
Still good. I won't feel good until they're over 500. So it's
Yeah.
it's it's a long way to go.
Yes.
They've dug themselves quite a hole, and Daniel Vogelback, strike three, and he knew it. Didn't even get
Hmm.
his bat off the shoulder. He should be going down to Syracuse.
Yeah, the fact that he's still in this lineup is absolutely
Why?
ridiculous.
Why?
And I'm not sure
Why?
if you've heard the rumors, but maybe it's because like Pete Alonso and him are boys. But if that's the reason, that's completely stupid. I can't see any reason for this guy being in the lineup. He brings no
I mean,
power.
Pete doesn't look like he has much. How do I say it?
Pull.
He has much. I mean, he could be boys with just about anybody. I would say,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
let him be boys with Luke Voigt. Let him be boys with Mark Vientos. Let
right.
Daniel Vogelback be on a fucking beach somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. The fact that he's still a major leaguer is ridiculous. He shouldn't even
He's
be on a
awful.
team after he's done
He
with the
he
Mets.
he, he is awful.
And that's because of the highlight that I'm putting up right now, Billy and Epler. So, what do you think about him? Just give me your thoughts on Billy and Epler real quick.
He's either the most incompetent general manager in sports, or he is actively doing sabotage.
Yes, that is something, that Mets fans think he is doing, sabotaging this team because he could potentially be out for the new guy coming up soon, David Stearns. Hopefully he can fix this team. But, with the 4-game winning streak, I do want to ask you though, do you think that I don't think they're back, but do you think this Mets team isn't dead? And do you think every game right now is a playoff game?
The, if they're to get back in the playoff hunt, they have to get back to 500. And so any win, any game, any way to get back to 500, that's the only way.
Yep, 100%. And then the next thing I
And I
do want
mean,
to
you can't even think about the playoffs until they're over 500.
yeah.
It's like Jim Moore said, playoffs? Playoffs?
Yeah.
You want to talk about playoffs?
Yeah, and then the next thing I actually wanted to bring up as the Mets are now still in the bottom of the first. Yeah, the next thing I do want to ask you, well, bring up actually, is when you were on SNY the other day, the Mets did hit 2 home runs. Now they're 5-3 since you were shown on SNY. They got 17 home runs, which is second in the MLB, 809 OPS. So their offense has been coming alive since you were on TV. You think you got any good luck?
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. They got that guy Pete Hoffman too on WFAN. He shaved his head. I'm not sure if you saw that, but
Mm.
they went on that 4-game winning streak too, so that's pretty nice. But what do you think of Kodai Senga, dude? For real, do you think this guy could potentially be an ace with this start last night? He does have Cy Young stuff when he's on, but he's very
He needs to
inconsistent.
get his command. He needs to get his command. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's so inconsistent. And then what about Francisco Alvarez? How do you feel about Alvarez so
he's got
far?
to. I think he's got to get a little bit better selection. When he went cold, he went very cold.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean, he's got some clutch ability, but he's got to get a little more consistency.
mm-hmm. And then one more other thing is Buck Showalter. What do you think about him and all the fans going after him, even though he won Manager of the
Well
Year
deserved.
last year?
He's been a dead fish.
Yeah, the bullpen moves questionable for sure.
I mean, he fell in love with Jeff Binghamton,
Yeah, yeah, he did, and he was obsessed with Tommy Hunter for a time. Like
and
that.
Blewett Smith.
Yeah, yeah. Drew Smith has got to go too. But
Well,
Frank,
this leads not going to last long. We got Cookie Carrasco already starting to crumble,
yeah, that is bad. The 5.94 ERA isn't pretty for that
and
guy.
Quintana doesn't look like he's anywhere near pitching.
Yeah, he does not look like he's coming back anytime soon, too. But now that you do bring up the pitching, Verlander and Scherzer, what are your thoughts on them so far? Are they
They
bust
got
so
to be
far?
much better in the second half. I mean,
Yeah,
they're mediocre, mediocre. It's who we. If they don't win, if they don't get better and start giving the Mets innings, I mean, it's not going to turn around. Oh, what a good play that Alvarez just made.
he is so good defensively this year. If there's one thing that he has answered, it's that his defense shouldn't be a problem. But before I do let you go, I want to bring up Pete Alonso because he's going to be in the home run derby, even though he's hitting. I know he did just get that hit today. The home run drove in 2 runs, but outside of that, right now his batting average is still 216. So, what's good with Pete?
I just think he. Well, first off, the wrist injury, and secondly, I think
Yeah,
he's just worn down. I think he would have been better off resting. And
yeah, they definitely rushed him back, and it
yeah,
kind of sucks.
I think he would have been. I think he would have been better off resting during the All Star
Yeah,
break. I would. I much rather have seen someone like Pham or Nimmo go to the All Star game. I just think. I think Pete just needs a break.
yeah, Pete definitely needs a break. And before I do let you go, Francisco Lindor, what's he got to do to shut up the haters?
Back 260.
Yeah, that's it. It's so simple, very simple. 224 for that
We're
guy
not
is
asking
not
for him to bat
doable.
300. And Jeff McFeeble. I mean, my God.
Oh yes, I didn't even bring him up, but yeah, he's hitting. He's useless in the lineup when he's hitting 256 right now.
Not only is he not hitting 256, he has. He's looking like Louis Castillo did with the Mets.
Oh my God! Don't even mention that guy. Francis, we're gonna McNeil and Louis Castillo, definitely a comparison, at least this year. Coming off the contract too that he just got. I know it's not a lot, but still, you got a 5-year deal.
I mean, is it because he didn't get his fucking car? I mean, my
No,
God.
I mean maybe. I mean, let's be real. There's got to be some beef in the locker room. There was 3 years ago. It's definitely not just settling over. But Frank, I know you don't got a lot of time, so any final thoughts before I do let you head out of here?
Huh. No.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we can get this win 5 straight and
That would be nice.
2-0 already. So Alonso and Lindor, the guys who scored. So maybe they can get going. That's who we really need to get going to get this season turned around. So Frank, thank you for coming on, dude. I really appreciate it. I know you got a lot of other guest shows to make appearances on, but thank you, man. I really appreciate you taking the time.
All right, I'll see you guys around.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks. See you later.
Thanks, Frank. That is Frank the Tank, Barstool's very own, a very interesting man. You can go back and hear the questions that I asked him. He's definitely a good guy. Very interesting man. But yeah, I'm not going to stay on too long because the Mets are playing right now. So yeah, I'm going to go watch the Mets. But before I do watch the Mets, I do want to bring up the New York freaking Yankees that are losing 13-0 right now, and they suck. And I'm going to get a little bit of Mets thoughts off my chest. One, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, just like Frank said, they got to get going. Who cares about Pete Alonso's home run tonight? And who cares that Francisco Lindor got on base to score from that home run? They need to get going. Verlander, Scherzer, 2 guys that we have who are going to be future Hall of Famers. Let's be real. They're first ballot Hall of Famers when they retire. And they came to the Mets, and they have just been mercenary pieces of crap, just like Evan Roberts said on the radio a couple weeks ago. They suck. And Scherzer, yeah, goes 6 innings the other night, but he lets up 4 earned runs. He's inconsistent. Since the end of last year, since he blew the divisional lead that we had against the Atlanta Braves, since he screwed us by giving up all those home runs in game 1 of the wild card. So Max Scherzer, I think he's one guy you definitely have to look at to get going in the second half. And Justin Verlander is definitely another guy because really it's them. Because granted, Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor, yeah, their batting averages suck. But when a pitcher goes 6 innings or more, the Mets win. It's that simple. You saw Kodai Senga yesterday. He went 8 innings. 8 innings. We couldn't score for 8 innings. But you know what we had? A pitcher who could hold a team to 1 run or less for 8 innings, and we came up clutch. Francisco Alvarez came up clutch, not the Mets. Francisco Alvarez came up clutch again and saved our asses. And now the Mets are not back. And there's 2-0 right now, and even if they win today, they are not back. The Mets are not back. Anyone who says the Mets are back are stupid. But what they are, they're not dead. That's the key. They are not dead. Only 6.5 games back of the wild card. Screw the division. Screw the division. Anybody who says anything about the division, just give them the middle finger because the Mets are not winning the NL East in 2023. The Atlanta Braves are way too good. And the New York Mets, they just don't have what they had last year, which was Edwin Diaz, the best closer in baseball. They had, I know he only started a couple games, but not a couple, but a few. Jacob deGrom was the best pitcher. Remember when he first came back against the Atlanta Braves? Remember that game? Yeah, you could say all you want, but he's the only guy who won us a postseason game last season too. So, I mean, yeah, I get he's having Tommy John, and he would probably have Tommy John when he came back to the Mets, but at least, he gave us a lot. So anybody who says that, and even I was a DeGrom guy like that, was like, screw him, let him leave. But nah, for real, he's the only guy who won us a playoff game last year. What has Justin Verlander done for us? What has Max Scherzer done for us? Max Scherzer threw a perfect game against us when he was with the Nationals. He threw multiple, not a perfect game, but no-hitters. He threw multiple no-hitters against us. But when we need him most, what does he do? He craps the bed. He wets the bed. Justin Verlander, too. What has Verlander done? Kodai Senga, though. Kodai Senga. I'm going to be ripping the Mets a lot, but one guy I can't rip is Kodai Senga. I'm going to put the graphic up that Tank was on, too. Check that out. Go back a little bit if you want to watch when Frank the Tank was on, his thoughts on the Mets season. But Kodai Senga last night looked like one of the best pitchers in baseball. And in his last 9 starts, he has under a 3 ERA. He's like a 2.8 something or whatever. And when he walks 3 or less batters, he has a 2.66 ERA when he walks 3 or less batters. And keep in mind, this is his first year in the MLB. So he's only getting going. He already has 7 wins before the first half mark. So mathematically, you can expect him to have 14, 15 wins in his rookie year. Now, granted, I mean, you got to expect it, though, right? Because in Japan, he was the best pitcher in baseball. Over in Japan. 6 Japan Series titles. 6. He had better numbers than Ohtani. And Ohtani, I mean, I get it. He has over 1,000 OPS in like his last 30 days. But pitching-wise, too, I feel like he gets, he's an underrated pitcher. Let's be real. He's overshadowed by what he does offensively because he's sick offensively. You don't really look at what he does on the pitching end. But look at Ohtani's stats right now, and you will actually be shocked at how amazing this guy is. Yet, Aaron Judge is still better than Ohtani. And I'll debate anybody any day on that. Aaron Judge is better than Ohtani. I'd rather have Judge than Ohtani. That's a later topic. Back to the Mets and Kodai Senga. Kodai Senga, when he's on, he looks like a Cy Young. And he has Cy Young stuff. He's only 29. He's got 4 more years here. And maybe he does bring in Ohtani too. Who knows? He's boys with him. So, I think with Senga, I think if you can see this consistently over the second half and you control the game, I mean, you saw it last night. If you weren't watching what he was doing differently than he has done in any other start, he had multiple strikeout pitches. His strikeout pitch is that ghost fork. It is. Let's be real. That ghost fork is nuts. But it's wild. So batters know. They just got to really hold off on it, not really look at it, and they can get by with it. But that ghost fork is insane. But his fastball yesterday was on. It was on. Kodai Senga's fastball was reaching 99 at one point yesterday. And he struck out like 12 batters. He only walked 1. He did let up that home run, but other than that, Kodai Senga was lights out. He was unhittable. And he has been over his last 9 starts. Kodai Senga is one of the best pitchers in the MLB. Numbers-wise, it might not show yet, but I think by the end of the season, we will be talking about Kodai Senga as one of the top pitchers in the MLB. But that's all I'm going to say for now. I'm probably going to go live after the New York Mets game. So I'll keep you posted. The Yankees suck. I would really like to thank Frank for coming on. He is definitely an interesting character. But yeah, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to be on later. Going to be talking a lot more than just the Mets. Definitely going to be venting about if the Mets lose or if they win 5 straight games. I mean, they're up 2-0 right now, so all we got to hope for is that the cookie doesn't crumble, like Tank said. But yeah, later on, I'll talk some Yankees, I'll talk some Giants, I'll talk some Jets, because I do want to talk about this Hard Knocks bullshit that might be going on. And I also want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets, bro. Like, can we talk about this Brooklyn Nets team? Everyone's talking about the Knicks. They got Dante DiVincenzo, blah, blah, blah. They're not getting Damian Lillard. They're not getting any other star. Let's be real. They're going to roll out the same team that they did last year, just with Dante DiVincenzo. Come on. Be real, Knicks fans. We're not getting Embiid. We're not getting anybody special. We are having RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Jalen Brunson. And that's what we got to root for. Stop shitting on them and start rooting for them, because that's what we got. That's what we got. And you know what? Why can't we win? Why can't we win? So I'll talk about that, because Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Emmanuel Quickly. I wish Obi Toppin was on that bench. Isaiah Hartenstein. That bench is freaking nuts. I don't know who our backup power forward is, though. Granted, he's only going to be playing like 12 or so minutes, but Josh Hart can run that. So signing off. Catch you later. Let's get this dub. And the Yankees freaking suck. What's the score right now? 14-0. How's that chicken parm taste right now? Yeah. Freaking like, Anthony Volpe ain't chicken parm. And now, oh, well, Volpe's not. Yeah. You put him in the leadoff spot, and you know what he does? He throws up the chicken parm. And then the Yankees lose 14-0 because Luis Severino sucks this year. Sucks. Coming off the Tommy John, he's not the same. Not the same. Yankees are still fine, though. They're going to make the wild card, and if Judge comes back, they're World Series contenders, because Aaron Judge is due for a gigantic postseason. And I'm scared if the Yankees make the playoffs and Judge is there. But also, hear this claim. If the New York Mets make the playoffs, they're winning the World Series. No doubt about it. Because if they pull off this comeback to scratch and claw their way back up, hop over 4 or 5 teams, I think it is right now in that wild card spot, they're going to win the fucking World Series. Mark my words. Using my one curse of the show. Thanks, guys, for watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Glennon. The Yanks do suck. Yanks L. Glennon Ryan, what is this? Did you sign up on freaking... You want to give me your social security too, bro, while you're at it? Putting your last name, then first name? Jesus, Glennon. All right. See you guys. Let's go Mets. Thanks, Frank the Tank.